Okay, let's move on here, buddy. Anything you wanted to touch on Blue Jays wise before we get into this Triple Crown race?
No, I think we've covered a lot of it so far. So let's talk Triple Crown race. Two of them
Okay,
races.
two of them, which is absolutely mind blowing. There hasn't been a Triple Crown winner since Miguel Cabrera did it back in 2011. And I know that Vladdy was flirting with it a little bit last year and got all us Blue Jays fans really excited. But my goodness, it legitimately could happen, at least in the National League. Looks pretty likely with Paul Goldschmidt chasing it down. And then even the American League. Now, yes, pardon me, Luis Arraez of the Minnesota Twins, who has had a breakout season this year, is hitting 320 and has been leading the batting average title all season long. And he was actually, I think it was like 23 points ahead of Aaron Judge. Well, Judge has been Bo Bichette, basically, in September. He's been absolutely unreal, and he's raised his batting average to 310 and is now all of a sudden a true Triple Crown contender. Listen, we all know about the home run record that he's chasing down. He's probably going to get it. He is so ahead of everyone else in RBIs. Those two are done. What he needs to do is raise his batting average, or at least stick where it is, and hope Luis Arraez fumbles a little bit. But it's totally doable.
Yeah, it is totally doable. Luis Arraez's batting average has dropped about 20 points since mid-August. It was at a season high on August 13th of 337. So just insane. And right now it's at 320. Whereas Aaron Judge has gone the opposite direction. Has gone from a batting average around 290 in mid-August to hitting 310 as of today. He's hitting 488 since the start of September.
I hate to say it, but Aaron Judge is probably your AL MVP this year. And I mean, if he wins the Triple Crown, it is pretty tough to argue anything else other than that. I mean, looking at games remaining, Arraez, the Twins have 20 games left, team games left. Xander Bogaerts is sitting at 317, so he's also in the running for the batting average title. He's got 19 games left. Jose Abreu sitting at 313 with the White Sox. That team has 18 games left. And then, of course, Aaron Judge at 310. With 19 team games left. So there's a lot of baseball left to play, and this 100% could go Aaron Judge's way.
So the Yankees offered Aaron Judge, 210 this offseason?
Mm-hmm. For, what was it, 7 years?
Something like that. He bet on himself. And you know, we're big fans of when a guy bets on himself.
Love it.
And did he add $100 million to his life savings this season?
I think it's pretty safe to say Aaron Judge gets a 10-year deal for $350 million somewhere come this offseason. 30 years old. He is over that age hump that you want to be to sign a mega deal, but I don't think the Yankees have any other choice. Someone is going to step up and give this man the money. Whether it's 10 years or 8, we'll need to wait and see. But either way, there's a 3 at the front of that contract without a doubt.
Yeah, like 8 years, $40 million is where I would start if I was the New York Mets.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Hey, you
100%.
don't even have to get a new apartment, buddy. Like,
that's right.
You're going to save all this money
in
realtor fees.
Right to your home, yeah. And what's really cool about this Triple Crown race is that it's happening in the National League with Paul Goldschmidt as well. If you want to get into Paul's numbers here, Adam.
So Paul Goldschmidt has a batting average of 324, 110 RBIs, and 35 home runs.
And is he leading all 3 categories right now?
I believe, hold on. In the National League, Goldschmidt is 2 behind Pete Alonso for RBIs for the lead there. Pete Alonso has 112. He's 5 points back of Freddie Freeman for the batting average. and he's 3 home runs behind Kyle Schwarber for the home run.
So he's not quite as in control of all of the home runs and RBIs like Aaron Judge is, but he's right there. Like again,
look, he's like
20
he's one hot week away from
taking it all
first. So,
which is pretty incredible. What a great season from Paul Goldschmidt. Like we've talked about this a little bit too. It's so funny because this Cardinals team is filled with seasoned veterans.
He's 35.
He's 35.
The young guy on the team.
If it wasn't for Yachty and Waino and Pujols being on this team, people would be like, wow, like at 35, look what Paul Goldschmidt's doing. But again, it's like Adams just said, right? It's like, oh, look what the kid's doing, right?
Quick side note. Now that you mentioned Molina and Wainwright set the record for starts as a battery together with 325 career starts. Is this one of the most untouchable records of all time? Because for me, it's
100%.
always been Mr. Iron Man there in Baltimore of consecutive games played. This, I think, might be harder.
It
takes 2 guys. It takes 2 guys to be healthy and elite for decades.
For decades.
So the idea of this record getting touched, like you would need Manoah and Jansen to be healthy.
You'd need Kirk because you need a young guy.
Jansen's too old. Yeah. So you need Kirk and Manoah to pitch together, be healthy to pitch 20 plus starts a year. And then
never
also
leave the same team.
Never leave Toronto. Yeah. That's a lot
It'll never
of
happen.
Variables. That's insane.
It's unbreakable. It will never happen again. It's a pretty special record.